Hello. What are we playing this week? Let's see if you can get the name correct.
Yeah, so this week I suppose we are playing the Crystal Project. This is the PC Steam version. I don't think it's out on console.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if it hits like Xbox at some point.
Sure.
That seems to be the mechanic for most places. Is you do some kind of early access on Steam and then you release on Xbox, PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting unsure of what the systems are called at this point. Later.
And we are from myGamer.com, and this is currently is available on Steam for $13.99. This is the first time I'm seeing it, but I know you've been playing this for a little while.
Is it only $13.99?
$13.99. It's not even on sale. This is normal, non-sale price.
Oh. I feel less bad about it. So I have a love it and hate it relationship with this game. I really like this game a lot. I'm like 40, 50 hours into it, and a friend of mine actually made fun of me today. Because he's like, yeah, I see you on that game all the time. And it's like, yeah. About a little sooner than halfway through, you hit a wall that you just kind of, you have to start grinding. And it's, when you don't have to grind before that, it's noticeable. When all of a sudden it's like, yeah, so start grinding levels out and like job stuff and all of that fun stuff. So yeah.
Are you swimming on a fish? What was
that? Was my fish? Yeah. I have 4 mounts. I have an owl, a fish, and then like 2 stupid or goat, and then like a dinosaur looking thing.
Man, in what other game can you get a fish mount and an owl? I mean, you get maybe an airship, a chocobo, something like that, but to get a weird animal like this, I think that's pretty crazy.
No, there's a lot that I really like about this game. The grind is like the major thing that I dislike about this. The other thing that it's novel at first, but the longer that you take part in it, the more that you're like, kind of fuck this, is the platforming.
Platforming?
Yeah, so I don't know if you've noticed, but like I can jump on top of stuff and like round things. Well, yeah, that's you can like platform around levels. And like it's required in some places. So, like you have to, like to go to the next place, you have to make like not exactly like it pixel perfect jumps, but some of them feel pretty like they're pretty exacting. And that's annoying.
I kind of like that idea, though, of having some platforming in an RPG because it makes you explore more. I mean, there's always been
except that
subtle
it's like not. It looks like it's 2D, 3D, but it's very much not. Mm-hmm. And so the problem with voxels is that you'll randomly be somewhere and you'll be like, okay, I think I can like jump up there. Oh no, I can't. Like it's just because of the way certain things look.
See, like there's a nice secret you just found right there. I mean, I like that idea. Like, some light puzzle, environmental, navigation. It's not just like a straight up top down. Like there's been some subtle things in Final Fantasy games, like you click on the barrel around the corner, you get a tonic or something like that. But to turn a corner like right here and to be like rewarded with a whole nother thing in the background that like you didn't really have to go to, like that's cool.
Oh, there's tons of stuff like that. If you think that's neat, you like, so the owl mount kind of makes this easier.
Yeah.
Right up here.
That's what I liked about, kind of somewhat related is I played...
And like you fall down here, oh look, here's a crystal.
There you go. There's a perfect example of being rewarded for getting a cool mount, jumping around, finding a secret. Like I think that's cool. It makes it worthwhile.
It is, except when you're absolutely required to do it. And they want you to be like exact when there are certain dungeons that they expect you to be able to make timing based jumps as well as have them be pretty exact, and that isn't fun.
Okay.
That started to get annoying pretty quickly. Yeah,
I feel like this visual style here with the
visual style is amazing.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, if like Square remade Final Fantasy 1 or like the original Dragon Quest, I'll go with the original Dragon Quest even more than Final Fantasy 1 in this like almost exact style. I think that would be it's not this new HD 2D thing that's all over the place, which I actually think is like a little bit blurry. Like it's cool, but it's not quite the same. But like this style is, I think, a really good middle ground between classic 2D sprites with 3D kind of, Minecraft blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's fine. I don't mind the voxel stuff. It's just what they should have done is made you able to like move the camera. And you can't move the camera. The camera's pretty stationary at all times.
At least it's not restricted to the 4 main directions. Like you can walk, in any. You can go wherever you want.
It is 8-directional
Fluid.
movement. That's
yes.
That is true. So that's cool. But also when you're platforming, that becomes like a massive hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of a sudden you like, if something's slightly in the fucking background or foreground and you miss the jump, like you're done. You missed it. What are you?
And the battles are just turn-based. I know we got into one right kind of when we first started, but it seemed like an old school kind of.
Absolutely, the battles are just very straightforward turn-based battles. It reminds me a lot of the Saga games, which they started off as like almost a Final Fantasy offshoot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where Square could do their more ridiculous,
weird,
battle systems and test stuff out. It sort of reminds me of some of the earlier Saga games, which I liked those a lot. I never had anything wrong with the Saga games. But I think it's, especially for $13, it's very much worth it.
And it looks like this was in Steam here. It just says the developer and the publisher is some guy named Andrew Willman. And so I don't know if this is like a one-man show, like a one
I actually
solo
think
dev.
that it's like one dude who did it all.
Yeah.
This for So
I was gonna say I've never heard of this game before. Then you're like, yeah, let's play this. I was like, okay, and then I'm kind of glad you showed this to me because I would not have known about this, and it seems like kind of a cool game.
Yeah. Nutsack. I actually, as we've said, it's good and I enjoy it. My only problem is, with the platforming is inconsistent. But aside from that, there's a learning curve to it. And it gets really grindy really quick. Or about halfway. So about 20 hours into it, it'll get really grindy.
Talk to me about the job class system. Can you change whenever you want?
You can only change it crystals.
Okay.
But like you can go over and I have this guy I'm trying to master assassin, and these are all I think everything except for summoner. Which I'm having problems with that boss. And then after that you beat the game, but whatever.
There was a lot of job classes there.
Yeah, I think there's 16.
16, you get 4 guys in your party?
Four people, and they're not like story based or anything like that. They are They're all completely generated.
Yeah,
and
generic to make them what you want.
Yeah, and you can actually, there's an area that you can go to that, so when you level up, depending on what class you are, you'll get stats in that area. When you go to change your job, it'll actually say, like, out of 5 stars, what is this rated in, like, vitality or dexterity? I'll show you. So you can, like, right there on the right, it'll show you the growth.
Yeah.
And what you can do is actually respec at any time. There is a fee associated with it, but you could just walk in and, like, pick this guy and be like, okay, I want to, like, I leveled up 10 times as a ninja with him. I'm going to, remove these and then put that level somewhere else.
I'm noticing some weird classes in there too, like Weaver, Mimic, Dervish.
Weaver is like a time mage. Mimic is Mimic.
What's Dervish?
Dervish is just another caster class. It tries to explain it, but it's just another caster class. Chemist is the item user.
Yeah.
Aegis, I believe, is like the paladin kind of gonna guard you person. Scholar is the beast wizard, beastmaster wizard. Shaman, warlock is your red mage, black mage, white mage. Fencer is just another warrior, rogue, monk, warrior. Yeah. So, and I'm missing summoner. And summoner, I don't know exactly how it works, but you have to. I do know that there are places you go to that you can challenge to get summons, and they won't let you near them without it.
Oh, okay. So how do you know where to go? I don't see, I see the radar on the bottom.
So a lot of that is just where there are areas left on the map to explore. So you
just have everything cleared out because you've been there already.
I've been a lot of places already, and I've explored through.
I see now. Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'll just like do circles and stuff just to clear it out.
Yeah, I see now.
I've read a lot of guides on this.
Yeah.
Mainly because it is so open-ended, and there are definitely places that you would never have known. Like, there's a couple places that it's like, yeah, take this mount, because you get a mount that like can jump higher than everything else, and it's like, take this here, and it'll take you here, and it's like one of those things that you're like, I would have never have found that on my own. It's sort of like, I don't know if you played Elden Rings or anything like that, but like there's a couple things in Elden Ring that it's just like so obscure on how you unlock them that it's just sort of like, I don't know who the first person who figured this out was.
Yeah, you need a guide sometimes.
Yeah. I wonder if the developer just let this one leak.
And then you could even take the fish outside of the water.
Yeah, and the fish can jump too, yeah.
Kind of like the frog suit in Mario 3.
It is almost exactly like that, yep. Yeah, so do you have any other questions about Crystal Project? For $13, it's definitely worth that much. Late game, it sort of, it has problems that do present itself, but for $13, you will have a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the mix of graphical styles. Like, it's not truly 2D like the 2D classic sprites, but with the mixture of the 3D, boxy stuff. So I think it's a cool nod to, old 8 and 16-bit RPGs, and the battle system seems to be cool and engaging with all the classes and stuff. And I like the idea of just having a mount. I think that's just right there alone is something you don't see a lot of RPGs. If you do, it's like in a very limited capacity. Like, okay, you just get the airship at the end of the game so you can go where you want. Here they're kind of like, go explore, ride away, and be rewarded for it.
Yeah, I had to find, as I said, I'm 40 plus hours into the game at this point, but like, you don't get the mounts right away, but you get your first mount, the one that just increases speed and stuff. You get that basically right outside the tutorial.
Okay.
They actually have something called like the tutorial dungeon, which it's when you make it through your first area, you clear the tutorial dungeon, and like right after that you basically go on a quest for, it would be like basically getting a normal chocobo kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the yellow chocobo where you could just walk faster and you could go over forests and stuff or whatever without fighting.
Yep. Like it's not going to jump great. It's not going to have, any of the special like, swim abilities or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can move around faster and you can make jumps that are slightly further distance.
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, check out Crystal Project. We are from mygamer.com. This game is currently just a standard price of $13.99. Has a lot of very positive reviews here on Steam, and it was released at the end of March of this year.
Yeah,
so check that out.
I believe the developer is still actively doing balance fixes and stuff like that. So he's involved with the community, and like if someone shows up and is just like, oh, like I don't like the way this plays, and they're accurate about it, the developer actually sits there and goes, yeah, no, I fixed that.
Yeah, it seems like the last update was in June, actually. So pretty recent. So yeah, cool. Maybe one day it'll come to console. We'll see. But yeah, it seems like a cool game, and I'm glad you showed it to me. So now I am aware about it, because I had no idea this game existed until 20 minutes ago. So yeah, you can check us out at mygamer.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ. And until next time, thank you for watching, and game on.